Okay, so let's start the workshop then. First of all, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone. Welcome to PyHub 2023. I'm gonna have a few slides, really basic slides to get you started, but otherwise we will soon start the actual conference in a few minutes. First of all, so welcome. Already said that. Actually, just for information, this is actually the sixth edition of the workshop. Which we went truly globally in 2022 for reasons that I'm sure everybody knows these days. So it went global in the sense that in the past, in 2018 and 19, we were having in-person workshops, but then we went fully online, and we had a big turnout of people that could all of a sudden come and attend, come virtually, of course, come and attend for all over the world in many areas that we have seen represented in the workshop throughout the years. So this is really fantastic. That's also the big reason why we continue to do things all fully online. It has to be said as well that we have many people from the LHC experiments, not least because these are very big experiments, collaborations in hydrogen physics, but we also have many students, undergrads, master students, PhD students, of course, from many non-LHC experiments in particular. Again, we continue to have an impressive level of interest. We have about a bit over 600 registrations by now. So first of all, thank you very much for that, for the continued interest. In fact, we will show some statistics at the end of the week of the workshop. So interesting to see where people are coming from, what are their communities and so on. But for the moment, this is all the number that you will get. Reasons for the workshop, this is a snapshot. By now it's becoming boring because I show you, or we show you every single year. You see, this is from the 2018, the first workshop. With a few highlights in yellow. Largely speaking, this really is, by now the Python has been identified as a first-class language since a long time, so this is a bit obsoleted. This is very good. At the time was one of the reasons for having the workshops. Of course, but the main reasons still remain that we want to have a review, see how things are going across the community in terms of Python developments, tools that are useful, see who is using what and how, provide a means for people to come together actually throughout the or via the workshop to discuss on future directions and so on. Bring together users and developers, and this is the key point, to a big audience. And here, of course, the name stays of PyHub hydrogen physics, but we have many communities from nuclear physics, simulation theory, phenomenology, neutrinos, astroparticle even. So it's really quite a wide audience. A few practical points we wanted to make for you. First of all, the presentations with notebooks. So this has been a continuation. We always try and help the way people can actually follow actively presentations that are made via notebooks, and we know from previous years that many of the presentations are done via notebooks. So this year we'll be using again a Binder Hub service, but not the standard that you may know from Binder, binder.org. But actually, we thank the RSAP, Scalable Systems Laboratory, in particular, Oksana and Matthew, for helping out the support, setting up the Binder Hub instance that we will be using. So this is from RSAP, one of our big sponsors of the workshop. And back to that in a second. So please refer. There was an email sent by Matthew a couple of days ago, I think, over the weekend, with specific instructions for how to do things. By all means, if you had trouble, and we had a few exchanges already throughout the weekend on the instructions, but if you have any issue, please use the Slack system or email us, as many did already. To them, you can, I'm sure, sort things out. So the SSL team from RSAP will be providing support during the workshop if needed. So if you encounter issues, you can, aside what I've just said, you could contact specifically Matthew or Oksana. They are both part of the organization team. So we hope that things will be smooth, whatever the option you'll be using in the end. After your talk, Slack. So for some of you that have been here in the past, we had used Slido. This year we decided not to use Slido for questions. So we will have some live discussion as ever at the very end of the presentations, and then you more than welcome and actually encouraged to continue the discussions, in particular with the speakers offline after the presentation themselves. So the way we made these things very simple this time. So you're going to have basically weekday session 1, 2 for the 2 sessions of each day. So for example, now it's Monday session 1. If you want to join there, and then you can chat with among yourselves or the speakers. If you want to have a quote unquote a random social chat, please use some other channel, like the general channel, and keep this session channel, so to speak, for discussions around the presentations themselves, the workshop itself. So this is a bit how it works, and we certainly encourage you, because there might be many questions and topics discussed, to use the threads button from on Slack to then have things a bit organized by thread, and you can of course directly ping the speakers or some other person you would like to talk to. I'm almost finished with this really basic introduction, so I just wanted to thank again. Well, thank you again in the case of RSF, but thank all the our sponsors, without which this will not be made, as it is in particular the recordings and the captioning of the videos, which we do all the time, have are actually the main reason for our sponsoring. So that's why we get the fundings for. So we'd like to thank RSF, the Python Software Foundation, and also the University of Liverpool for providing us by now support for since several years. And with that, I would like to say again that we hope we very much enjoy Python 2023. Certainly, we keep enjoying organizing it. That's why we have been doing this for a few years now. And just on practical things to finish off, we have plenary sessions Monday to Thursday, so just about 4 days. Every day is about 4 hours, 2 sessions with a break of half an hour. And the last day will be slightly shorter. So again, don't forget that we have time for discussions in the presentation. Like for example, the standard presentations of half an hour are typically 20 plus 10 minutes. So don't be shy and raise your hand as usual to ask any question in the presentation. And that's it for the introduction. Unless I missed anything and one of my co-organizers would like to say something. Yeah, Matthew is saying, I was like, okay, thank you very much. Are there any questions? Please speak up, otherwise we can start the actual workshop then.